Hey, what's going on guys? I'm ☚46. Welcome back for another brand new video. Today I want to talk about something that's really interesting to me. I'm asking the question, is paintball bigger than airsoft? Let's talk about that. Some of you guys that are just starting out in airsoft, this might not be a very interesting topic for you. For an older player like me that's been doing airsoft for 15 plus years, and we've always kind of had to compare ourselves to paintball, it's kind of nice to talk about this and shed some insight based on the position I'm at now, working for a nationwide distributor here in the USA. That being said, before I get too much into this, my speculation, my opinions, everything I've formed, my theories, it's going to be based on the US market. So paintball and airsoft could be two totally different things throughout the world. I'm just focusing on the USA because that's where I'm at. So, is paintball bigger than airsoft? The rough answer is no. Let me back it up here a little bit. Is paintball more established than airsoft? Absolutely. It's a household name. You can watch any of your favorite sitcom television shows, and some of my favorite episodes on a lot of different shows are when they go out to play paintball, or there's some team building or corporate exercise and those guys hit the paintball field.
Geology isn't a real science!
You ever notice they never wear full paintball masks? They only wear goggles, I guess so you can see more of their face on camera. But that always struck me as odd. So let's get right down to it. Paintball fields, airsoft stores, paintball stores, they're about 1-to-1 these days. I know this, again, because I'm out there talking to these guys every day. I've seen some paintball fields close, I've seen some paintball fields open, and the same thing with airsoft, and the same thing with airsoft and paintball stores. So it seems like a give and take, but across the board, there's about as many dedicated paintball only playing fields as there is airsoft fields as well here in the US, which is really exciting to see. More and more, every week, more paintball fields are opening up to airsoft. They're seeing it as a viable thing. It's not just kind of a fly-by-night, a trend anymore. Airsoft is here to stay, and I think a lot of people finally see that, and they know that they're missing out on dollars, and so they're opening up their fields to airsofters. They're starting to sell airsoft in their pro shop. The other way around with airsoft fields, I'm not seeing many. I would say I'm not seeing any airsoft fields open up to paintball players or open up for paintball play at their fields, whether it be indoor or outdoor. Before I go too much further, paintball and airsoft, they have a lot of clear similarities, but they also have a lot of clear differences as well. I've seen a lot of paintballers come over to play airsoft, and I know a lot of airsofters that have played paintball before. So paintball and airsoft, is it somewhat of the same? Yeah, it's a combat sport, paint, BBs, paint, whatever you're shooting. Both airsoft and paintball kind of have their own proprietary draw, what makes them unique from each other. Obviously, we know that, and if you're watching this channel, it's probably because you play airsoft. You're probably sitting there like, Dials, you're full of it. All right, well, I'm not. And what I'm basing this on is numbers. It was a question I asked some guys in my office. I'm really good friends with guys across the board, other US airsoft distributors, manufacturers, things like that. And I also talk to a lot of the paintball distributors, because now you're seeing that the US paintball distributors and manufacturers are getting into the airsoft game too, with the release of like Tippmann just putting out a competition or sport grade M4 out there, a polymer-based M4 AEG for airsoft. So you're seeing a lot of guys coming across the aisle and getting on the same page. I think it's great. I really do think it's great. As long as these guys are making money, that's good for paintball, that's good for airsoft. Let's get these fields more feet, more entry fees, let's get more products sold. That's awesome. All that's gonna do is continue to help us grow as an airsoft community. I touch base on that because 15 plus years ago, when you were just getting into it, there was a lot of going neck to neck. Why don't you just play paintball? Why don't you just play airsoft? So it's kind of cool to see that airsoft is now elevated to where paintball's at. And that is pretty cool. So it's kind of a time to rejoice as an airsofter if you're an old head like me and you've been doing this for a minute. It's really cool to see airsoft on that pedestal that paintball is. Again, this is all gonna be based on numbers, what I've seen, a rough guesstimate of what the paintball industry has done as a whole, based on some of the distributors out there, compared to what the airsoft industry has done as a whole for the year 2017. And it's very comparable. And again, dead giveaway, more paintball manufacturers, distributors, US based, are getting into airsoft. So that lets us all know that airsoft is on their radar. So if you believe me or you don't, whatever. Let's ask, what does this all mean? Okay, say if airsoft is as big as paintball now, what does this all mean? Well, I think this really is a big step up to the plate for Airsoft and Airsofters as a community. So make sure you guys are out there continuing to be awesome. You see the new players out there, welcome them into the local field, to your local community, help them out if they have questions. Don't be a jerk, don't be pompous, okay? I know you have answered that noob question a million times, but answer it one more time, because that guy, you know, might be the difference between telling 5 more friends and getting those 5 more friends to buy 5 more airsoft guns and hit up all the fields and Milsim events and blah, blah, blah. Airsoft. Please make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. Let's talk about this. I love talking and engaging with you guys. And I'll see you out there on the field. Have a good New Year's, guys.